a counselor here, and I'm supervised by a licensed psychologist here. And so when students come in, what I typically do is work with them on whatever their presenting concern is, if it's depression, grief, anxiety, stress, academic stress, whatever it is that's bothering them, we work on that.
Okay, neat.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your experience regarding grief in particular?
Mm-hmm. I've had training in grief counseling, grief and loss, and death and dying, and my specialty is in suicide reduction or prevention. So I've worked a lot with folks that have lost someone to suicide or that have attempted suicide themselves. So
Yeah.
I've unfortunately had a lot of work with grief.
And how does grief in college differ from other times of life?
I would say for most people, I mean, there's never a good time for grief to happen,
Mm-hmm.
but it usually happens when there's a million other things to do. I mean, they have like academic stuff to do, personal stuff to do, social stuff to do. Depending on how busy they are on campus, they could have lots of things that they're going to get pulled away from, so to speak. Or if they do the other thing where like they don't talk about what they're grieving with, then they have all that grief plus there are other stresses. So that's why it could be different.
Into a drug-induced coma because he had a brain hemorrhage, and he would have just been a vegetable for the rest of his life. So after 6 days in life support, my mom decided to take him off, and luckily I had my mom my mom and I had each other to be each other's rocks. And then when I was 18, my mom was diagnosed with liver cancer in October of 2015, and it was very aggressive, and it had metastasized from when she had cancer when she was 30. So it was just laying dormant all these years. And so she passed away on December 20th, which happened to be my brother's birthday. So yeah, my dad passed away in January of 2014, and my mom passed away in December 2015. So almost 2 years of loss.
And you were entering college the year after or that year?
So after high school, I went to college, and my mom was still alive.
Well, I guess it wasn't my junior year, it was my sophomore year of college. And I lost my grandma on my mom's side, and I had lost 2 grandparents before in high school, but for some reason this one was just a little bit harder for me. But we knew that she was sick for a while, and then April 28th is when she passed away in 2017, and so she was in the hospital for a little while, but her wish was to go home, and so that's what we did. We put her in an ambulance and we got her back to